Hi. So we got a little friend behind us. I was just about to record a tarot reading. Can you see it? I just don't want Rose to jump in the water and go after the duck. It's quacking. Rose, stay here, babe. Can you hear it quack? Welcome to a tarot oracle reading in the creek, where nature loves to visit us. So this reading is timeless and collective. See what feels like it resonates. Always follow and trust the divine guidance that is in you to your higher self, to God, to source, to the universe. The answer is always in you, and try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition, so your decisions are sound and based in love for the highest, greatest good of everybody. So we're all uplifted in love. Let's begin. We're going to start with the tarot. So let's see what God, source, Holy Spirit, grace, consciousness, our higher selves, angels, and energies of love have for the highest, greatest good of all. What is the main energy going on? The Ten of Pentacles. Somebody has a solid offer or is really looking to the energy of legacy, to put some tangible effort into something that grows. This is somebody that's having higher commitment to a person, to one's self, to a situation. They are really focused on something having a solid foundation so it can grow. Also, there's something that's going to change in a cycle. It's going to feel like a burst of luck is coming on in. It's, for some of you, connecting to family. I just heard reorganizing, and I don't know why, but it's legacy. It's the experiences that you get to have, that you are proud to leave something behind. Also, some of you might be purchasing something really big. For some of you, that could be a home, but I also feel like it could be a commitment of something where you see how big growth can be. So maybe if it's like a starter home, you see that starter home maybe is bringing you to your dream home. Or maybe you see something as a fixer-upper. Higher commitment. Somebody wants to put some tangible effort into, I'm getting to you. But if that's not somebody making a commitment to you, I just stumbled my words. Maybe it's on somebody that is speaking up about how things are changing or what needs to change, or how to be in the center of, like, I'm seeing like the eye of the storm instead of in the storm. Sometimes a storm has to blow on in to create big changes. Sometimes that storm energy is a cleanse. Sometimes there's a big storm and there's something that you have to clean up. But it's positive changes here. Cycles and fate is at hand. Maybe it's a divine timing situation. Divine timing for something really stable in your life. The duck is still there and Rose is on high alert. So tell us about the Wheel of Fortune. Why is the Wheel of... Yeah, it's interesting because I thought this was going to be a love reading. This is actually the Twin Flame. What is it called? It's the Twin Flame Awakened Path Tarot. So what's changing in someone's life is they are ready to make a back and forth exchange of energy on a person that they truly love. Because I see that Two of Cups so beautiful, because it's where two people just in their soul and yet in their everyday choices want and choose to be together. They want the best for the other person. It's soulmates, it's unity, it's close beyond compare, and it's a spiritual connection here. I chose these tarot cards for a reason. So this is somebody that doesn't just desire a little romance. They want their romance to be a part of their legacy. So let's switch up and see why the Two of Cups is coming on in. The Wheel of Fortune, the Ten of Pentacles, those are all really beautiful cards. If, this one is upside down, it can be where somebody releases somebody, I feel like, out of love, but it could be because there was unrequited love or somebody was not on the same page, even if they were in the past. But if a cycle is changed, it's somebody loving themselves and the others. Because if somebody is in a relationship for the other person, but they're not really there, that's not really the best loving energy you can give to somebody that maybe desires to be in love or thinks that that person is on the same page. That is a disconnect. So I feel like here, there's a real connection, either coming in or you already know about, where it's so deep in your soul that all over changes in your life will start to happen because of this entwining of energy. But I'm getting that it's, I hear signature. I don't know why. Maybe you're signing your signature on something, or this relationship feels like a signature of truth in your life. That was kind of interesting. Rose is so focused on that duck. Let's get another deck and see why these energies are coming in for you. Let's go to the wisdom of the oracle and get a little more clarity on the Two of Cups, the 10 of Pentacles, and the Wheel of Fortune. Also, that's a 10-10. Maybe 10-2, 2-10 is important for some of you. Tell us about the soul connection, the Wheel of Fortune, and the 10 of Pentacles, please. That somebody has a fork in the road. Ooh, there's all these different directions somebody can go. Maybe somebody was tied to that fork in the road for a little too long, or somebody knows that there's a cycle that needs to change. There's destiny at hand here. There's a partnership unlike any they've ever experienced. And I just heard, it's so corny, I just heard they can see the future in their eyes, in your eyes. You can see your future in someone else's eyes because you can see the truth of their soul. Maybe somebody is now making a different choice at that crossroad that maybe they've been at before, or someone knows that there's a monkey there. It's time to stop monkeying around and take something serious, go down a different path. Also recognizing, even if they're going down the same path, I feel like they're still going down it different, especially if they've had this kind of connection happen in their life. I feel like it's not just one choice, but maybe there's been quite a few changes that have already happened. Clarify, fork in the road. I do feel like somebody was circling around. It's the same decision somebody's at the same decision at hand, but I feel like they're gonna go a different direction now. But also, maybe there was somebody waiting at that crossroad. Maybe if it's a Two of Cups, it's two people deciding to do something together and compromising or coming to a new conclusion, brainstorming. What else would be helpful for the collective? Tell us about the fork in the road, please and thank you. Chaos and conflict. So instead of being in the storm, it's finding the eye of the storm. I did see that storm energy. So it looks like somebody's true colors, true stripes are about to be revealed. Sometimes you need to have a little chaos, to create changes that are necessary. Sometimes it's just getting through that storm, getting through the chaos, getting out of the chaos if you feel like there's a lot of chaos or drama around you, so you can feel like you are living your truth. If somebody keeps painting on, your skin here, I don't know why I heard demeanor. It's like somebody tried to paint this horse as a giraffe. They're like, no, you're a giraffe. See, look at how you are. You're a giraffe, and you're a zebra. Then let your zebra stripes shine. Release that old mask of what you thought you were into what you are actually becoming. I just heard set in stone again. So something doesn't have to be set in stone. It has to start to roll. Maybe the Rolling Stones is important. I don't know what song. I don't have any songs coming in. Maybe I'll find one and put it in. Maybe somebody was stuck between a rock and a hard place and didn't know. I feel like backed into a corner, or how to get out of a chaotic situation. Maybe it's a step-by-step process, but I feel like there's divine energy helping somebody out. Faster than they thought, or going down a different way. sometimes that chaos and conflict is a little divine friction. Because if something's complacent and boring and drab and just, you know, but Rose, don't you jump in. All of these cards are all over the place. You know, if something was just like, look at that, then sometimes you have to have a situation that comes in. I don't know why I see like fast as a bullet to spark something, to ignite something, to really light up and change, even if that change is uncomfortable. Let's see, what is one more on chaos and conflict, fork in the road, and there's something that was unfinished. It was, you know, it was like that fork in the road. You know, there's a symphony that somebody needs to finish, or somebody needs to tie up some loose ends, end one cycle to begin another. Somebody's sitting on that egg, something should hatch. Somebody is like in tune with their higher self there, becoming unattached. Because with that, I feel like it's not about getting to the end of the symphony and that's it. I feel like there's a movement, there's a part 2, there's a new song, there's something else that you can get to create again. So maybe for some of you, you felt like, I'm kind of getting like, some of you may have felt ghosted. Maybe some of you felt you had a connection with a certain person and then you don't know what happened. Or you had just kind of like not really closure, lack of closure. Maybe you had to complete that cycle. Maybe you just have to accept that sometimes there's not closure, but you get a chance to move on. You get to recreate a new symphony. Sometimes something left ... you know, open-ended is exactly where it needed to be. But I'm getting a lot of acceptance with that. And for some of you, if something was left where it needed to be, but you know in the depth of your soul it was supposed to continue, it will. I do feel like divine energy is at hand in that, and or somebody's own choices and decisions for something to come back around and reestablish itself or begin again. What is one more, please and thank you? There you go. There's your destiny. Tap into that higher power. You have the energy of destiny here. You have something that is in your legacy here, that is meant to be. But anything that was far away, it's like all of a sudden you're pulling down that star and it's getting closer to being tangible and real. So there's something that's written in the stars for you. It looks like with that partnership, it's written in the stars for both you and somebody else. Maybe somebody else is learning to tap into their crown chakra, believe in a higher power, trust that sometimes things just need time to work out. So let me pause you, because Rose just knocked all of these cards all over the place with her leash, and there's that duck. Can you see it? It's just chilling out with the reading with us. It's so cool. All right, hold on. I'm going to pause you one sec. All right, we're going to go to the divine truth. Let's see what you need to know about this fated meeting, this blessed partnership, this soulmate energy, and the fork in the road, wheel of fortune, and legacy coming in. I'm getting, it's interesting with that inheritance here. Some of you have inherited, I want to say like a talent, or maybe even with that higher power, some spiritual gifts from your ancestors. You're gifted at something. So let's see what the divine truth has to say. Rose is chilling now on the towel. What would be helpful to know for the collective right now? I just saw that. Those are your spiritual gifts. This keeps coming through for you guys. This is a very big deck of cards. You are gifted. You are able to tune into that higher power. Trust it. It could also be another person. If you are connected on a soul level with a certain person, that person is also gifted. It's not just you, but maybe this is somebody believing in their divinity more and more, trusting their intuition, because it does, the message in this is that somebody in the beginning was a little freaked out by it. You know, they weren't quite sure if, you know, they're making the right choice at all those forks in the road. Maybe they're even a little too much in their mind or in the ego, and they're doubting their own intuition. I feel like somebody is at least getting more in tune with their own intuition because they see that you do not doubt yours. So that's actually really beautiful. Maybe you even saw that somebody is in tune, but maybe you're also aware that somebody made some wrong choices at the crossroads. I feel like maybe for some of you that kind of confused you. Like, why don't you go a different way? You know, you knew better. So what else would be helpful for the collective? I can't believe the psychic card came through. That somebody is planning. I mean, if you have the 10 of Pentacles here, that's not somebody just putting a little energy into something that is short-lived or, oh, that was a dragonfly, or, you know, instant gratification. This is somebody that wants to put in the work because they see it creates a smorgasbord of abundance in their life. That they, oh, I don't know what that was. I think it was a fish. That they, all these elements of nature here. Maybe something's gonna like surprise somebody. Maybe somebody's gonna surprise something for you. Maybe something is happening behind a closed door. You thought something was, you know, long done and gone, but maybe somebody is coming back bigger and has made some plans to change something or has been planning something for you. But I do feel like if you have the 2 of Cups here, this planning needs to continue into the future with both of you involved. So maybe for some of you, you do have a conversation coming in. I've been preparing a love offer for you. So you're getting a love offer. You will be shocked and surprised. Somebody wants to surprise you. And I feel like part of that shocking energy is all of the different changes or the different direction somebody is going because of you, inspired by you, or with you, or towards you. What else would be helpful for the collective to know on planning and psychic? Somebody came through before, a little untrustworthy. Maybe somebody, I did see somebody, you know, that kind of ghosting or breadcrumbing or something like that. So maybe somebody is aware that they went the wrong direction. They made mistakes. Maybe you forgave them. Maybe for some of you, I just heard a grudge. Maybe you held a grudge for a while, or that was hurtful for you, especially if you trusted somebody. And then I feel like somebody didn't trust themselves. What are you looking at? I feel like your energy is very powerful. I don't feel like you have a jealous energy about you or envious, or I feel like you know that you're unique. Like you don't see the need to compare yourself to anyone else. But maybe this is somebody that needed to compare apples to oranges to see that, you know, what they have in you is something spiritual and deep, and it feels destined. But until they had the experience of the latter or the other, or someone that wasn't you, you know, they didn't really understand the full value of who you are, but more who they are with you. This is big changes if somebody knows that they whoa Rose, that you don't really trust them. Somebody needs to come in, come clean, be direct, not just have this love offer over here, but somebody needs to make some effort to pull down that star and not have something be so elusive and be tangible and real. Make effort with you, and you need to trust your psychic intuition and your gut to see if someone just has the pretty words, you know, the pretty plans, all of these dreams, but if there's not an actual effort, then you need to see if somebody's words match their actions. I made a mistake. I lied in the past. Will you ever trust me again? Well, I don't know. Let's see how this person ends up coming in or changing or coming clean. I don't feel like whatever this person did made them feel good. I do feel like this person had a lot of guilt, because it's like their hands being covered. It could also be where somebody was covering their eyes on purpose, pulling the wool over them to not see the truth that was right in front of them, to distrust that your partnership or your connection could be divine, that it was just whatever that person thinks it is. No, that's not real. You don't really have those feelings. It's like this. So I feel like somebody maybe was coming in. So that could be an outside source. That could be a weird friend. That could be a family member. That could be a past partner or an ex, something like that. But if somebody was trying to pull the wool over this person's eyes, not see the truth, I still feel like it was an inner knowing. I hear confusion. Maybe somebody else's viewpoint on what a connection is supposed to be was confusing someone instead of somebody trusting what is. What else? I did see you at space with someone. So for some of you, this is space that was created because somebody needed to get their shit together. Somebody needed to make healthier choices and see what was real and true in their life and valuable for the long term, what they leave breadcrumbed behind, and where they needed to make maybe some solid closure in their life. So this is an agreement, you and somebody's soul in destiny, in the ether, before this life, or in dreamland, whatever it is, to separate so that destiny can come in, the cycle can change, and something can come back together whole. So you and another person can each work on yourselves independently, because there is something right now, if you are in a space alone where you're supposed to be doing something for you, there is something you're supposed to be working on, whether that's an inner growth or a project, or I keep seeing those gifts, something you're gifted at. I feel like you're supposed to share that gift somehow. You both made an agreement to focus on yourselves and then come back together as one, which means you're working on becoming whole apart so that you can click in a different way, in a different vibe when you come back together. I feel like that's coming in soon. So clarity on agreement, psychic, untrustworthy. Please and thank you. What else would be helpful? Because somebody is transforming. You and somebody are transforming because of one another. It's not just one person's, already the butterfly and they're perfect, they're flying around, and the other one is moving up. Everyone, it's a constant evolution and involvement. There is something that this person helped you transform with too. Maybe it was to be independent. Maybe this person, was the catalyst to your psychic intuition open up, or big changes in your life. I feel like this entire reading, I'm stumbling my words. So there is something about maybe the throat chakra or speaking up. I am making conscious choices. So maybe somebody was more unconscious. Maybe it was just repeat patterns or habits that they were used to, or just how they always were in other relationships that maybe weren't as deep and divine as the one they found with you. I am making conscious choices to transform into my higher self. And you do have that higher power. My cards are such a mess. I'm sorry, guys. I should make these all nice. Hold on, let me organize. Hold on. I was looking for this, the higher power, but it was on the bottom of the deck. I put it in the box. So to transform into their higher self, to be with you. Also, there's your zebra stripes. There's going to be a change in the wind. So somebody's mask is coming off. Their truth is coming out. Out of that chaos and that confusion comes, I hear, peace and security. So let's continue with the divine truth. What's another message, please and thank you? There's that being alone. So somebody had to have some time alone, or maybe to figure out that there was a chaotic situation around them, to find that peace inside of their soul. Maybe you felt isolated. If you were left hanging, maybe out of that isolation comes a beautiful creation. Maybe out of that chaos and conflict that you felt, maybe with a disconnect or maybe this was a very dramatic or very, I'm getting like a romantic epic in your life, but maybe that was special to you for a reason, because it's where you're processing something different, almost like the hermit energy. I need to be alone to figure out who I am. That's really big. Or who they are becoming, which is even bigger. And where's that thing? Who I am. Maybe they always thought they were a giraffe. They didn't even recognize that they're actually a zebra. And who I want to be. Please be patient with me. So right now, patience is required. Maybe you feel like you've had a lot of patience, or your patience was being tried, or your patience is running out. I feel like you know that something is worth the patience, though. Maybe that's part of your journey, though. Maybe the patience is a big soul lesson that you are learning. I hear patience running out, but I also feel like for some of you, that change in the wind might be somebody else's patience running out with constant chaos and conflict. So maybe somebody really had to be triggered to really like snap into action to make some positive changes in their life. What else would be helpful? Please and thank you. Well, somebody has a surprise. I mean, somebody is planning a love offer here. Maybe somebody's kind of come back very surprising out of nowhere. All of a sudden, you'll feel like everything has aligned perfectly. You're going to see why there was so much space, why there was so much weird. After you see the transformation somebody has made, life is going to surprise you here. Maybe you surprised someone. You were like a burst that came into their life they didn't expect nor know what to do with. Life is full of surprises, and I have something special. All right, double message here. Whatever is coming in, whatever changes are happening, whatever this person is secretly planning in isolation, even if you are around a certain person and it's not like a big disconnect, there hasn't been a big space where you don't see this person, but this person has been taking a little more alone time to themselves, allow them that space. Apparently in that alone time, they are thinking about you. And apparently they're definitely planning something for you. They want to surprise you times 2. Life is full of surprises, and I have something special planned just for you. Maybe that's a moment, a new memory. Maybe that is plans that include your future. Is there anything else from the divine truth that would be helpful to know? Please and thank you. Maybe this person is alone right now because they have those ideas right there, but they're a big old mess right now, or they're maybe stressed at work, or they're stressed with this chaos and conflict. I feel like this person does need to go into their own cave, or I don't know, unplug themselves to de-stress. Maybe this person needs to just have a little fun. That will de-stress. Maybe this person needs a freaking vacation, and that will plug them back in, make them see something more clearly. I just heard, I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. It's gonna be right. So somebody is or was emotionally drained to the point where they had to pull their own plug. They had to cut something out. Something was just too much for them. Maybe it was all the love they felt for you. They had to process that information. They needed time to reboot, to figure something out. I'm emotionally drained to the point where I am beginning to shut down. Well, if it's like that computer, sometimes you got to shut that down if it's been running too long. Otherwise, all those brain files start to get a little bit weird. I do feel like that's this. Somebody had to pull the plug on someone or on themselves, or take themselves out of a chaotic situation, do something so they can reboot, redo something. Especially if they see that you're a match, that they just groove with you. They can be goofy with you. We're perfect for one another. You match my vibe. I love your energy. Maybe for some of you, this person feels like you're their de-stressor. Like you always have the right advice or the right energy to just kind of counteract anything they went through. I feel like you do read somebody really well. Or you will, if this is somebody new. You'll know when they want to be alone. You'll know when they want to talk. And you kind of can just really feel the trueness, the true vibes of someone. Maybe somebody didn't have that. I mean, somebody is a little scared of your intuition. So if you're reading somebody's energy, it would mean that you are very good on seeing, you know, when it is that they need a helping hand and when they just need, I see a shoulder to cry on or a little boost of inspiration. Also a release. I feel like I keep hearing vacation, like a vacation, a time out. You're like, dude, you're stressed out. Let's go to the local coffee shop and just relax. Or let's put on some Netflix. Or I don't know why I see you actually like playing like a kid with someone. Like, let's go dive in the pool. Let's go skinny dipping. Hey. I feel like this person's maybe not used to that. Maybe that's why they feel like you're a match. Maybe that's even you. Maybe you're the one stressed out and this person is like, dude, what are you stressing out for? What do you need? There's something where your energies can be really different, but somehow they, I hear they meet in the middle. Meet me in the middle. All right, so let's put this here and let's get some final messages from, I thought that was thunder. I think that's just a truck. Let's, look at what I just pulled out. Divine connection. So let's get some final messages from the Mystery Oracle. Please and thank you. What are some extra messages that would be helpful? I said that. Trust your gut. Trust your gut on knowing when the timing is right. Trust your gut if somebody is coming, you know, if somebody is stressed and needs to be left alone. Trust your gut when it's time to move and pull that fate, you know, that star down, that wish to help it come true. Trust your gut if somebody comes in and you don't feel like they fully transformed, they're making the same decisions at that crossroad. And if you feel like you cannot trust somebody, trust that, because God and the universe is bringing you someone that you, without a doubt, can trust, can depend on. I did see you having that. I'm so excited. I forget. There's like 300 cards here. I forget what most of them are. So trust your gut when you know you need to unplug yourself and just have a little fun. I have fun. You know, maybe don't take everything so seriously. And that's not always easy if you do have, you know, duties that you have to do, everyday stress in life, but I do feel like this person has fun with you. Let's keep that. Keep it and get in another one. What else would be helpful at the end of this reading for the collective? Please and thank you. Out the door. Know when it's time to leave. Know when it's time to get a move on. Sometimes there might be something I'm kind of getting with that surprise. You're going to get a phone call and you're going to know that you got to, like, let's do it now. You're going to leave right away. Maybe somebody is out the door on a chaotic situation, out the door and moving towards you. Maybe you're clueless that this is going to happen, or clueless as to the surprise coming in or who this even is. For some of you, it's somebody new. So what else? What else would be helpful for the collective? You're having good luck fast. That came back. Something's new. That's why you're getting a move on, getting off the couch, having a little more fun. Even if some of you are doing something you're working on, whether that's at your job or a project, even if it's hard, maybe it is fun. Anything else. If it's fun and you get to do it as a job, you are ahead of most people. You like discovered, you know, a big secret in life. Oh, someone's addressing the elephant in the room. Maybe you could see something that energetically or right in front of somebody's face was there. Also, if somebody comes back and has this surprise and there is something that needs to be addressed, actually needs to be talked about, so it's not a continual energetic big ass elephant in the room. Don't sweep the elephant under the rug. Talk about it. Have that energy of, you know, maturity and strength, but maybe make it not so heavy, to just address something so it's not just that ball of confusion that's always in somebody's stomach. Maybe somebody is learning to address a big ass elephant in their room as well. Because if that's somebody that was ignoring something, going around in circles at the crossroads, not taking fate into their own hands at all, and even knowing there was somebody around them that was untrustworthy, maybe it's somebody learning to speak up. Anything else? What is a final wow message for the collective right now? Please and thank you. Final message. Can't compute. I like that came through, and I did see somebody needing to pull the plug. You know, maybe somebody just is so stressed out they can't even compute how they feel. Can't compute. But maybe it's that reboot. If somebody can't understand something, maybe it's somebody else that can't understand something. No matter how many times you try to rewrite that coding, it's like in the wrong computer. It's like the wrong files. It's like you're trying to run, you know, one system off of a different system. Why do I see like the difference between what's that, like Siri and Alexa? Totally different systems. You know, somebody was like trying to put the old cartridge from the video, like the original Nintendo, into an 8-track in a Cadillac and wondering why it's not reading the file. So maybe somebody's finally, I just heard filing something. I don't know what that is. Maybe you couldn't compute why there was distance with a certain person. Maybe this is helping you understand that agreement. Also, maybe somebody can't compute how deeply they feel or why you are divine and different. I guess we're getting one more. That's the answer. Love is the key. And if you have unconditional, oh, hey. Oh, we're ending on a sassy note. It's sexy time. I forgot that was in there. But it looks like if this is a divine thing, it's not just sexy. It's not just chemistry. It's not just, you know, I don't know why I heard dating. It's multifaceted. It's having fun. Maybe this is also you giving yourself a little glow up. Maybe this is you looking at how sexy you are. You know, the things you do in your life because you are just standing and owning it. Maybe that's why the right person's attracted to you or coming in or coming back. Love is the key. If some of you have to trust your gut and you know that somebody you love, even unconditionally, is unhealthy for you or not making choices that you agree to, it is okay to unconditionally love somebody from afar. And remember to always love yourself. See what you are worth. Know your value. Know you're sexy. Love is the key. With this, I bid you adieu. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for giving this video a thumbs up and helping this channel grow. And thank you for being part of my soul family, our journey together. I love you so much. And I will see you soon. Bye.